Hi there, welcome to Season YESUAH, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is a short video, very, very short. As you all know, I'm not religious in that way. No, not Christianity. I don't follow it. I'm more interested in learning and understanding my own ancestral belief system. Oshun, Shogo, Yemoja, you know, the Orishas, Milejumari, Yoruba culture is what I'm very, very interested in. But for those of you who believe about Jesus being white and everything else, I think the picture here, I don't know ins and outs of it, but you can see from what it's showing you, and this is Putin here, giving out one of those things to one of those plaques with a picture that you will see come up. One of the pictures with what appears to be Jesus or YESUAH, to one of his generals, and he appears to be a black person in there. You know, what are your thoughts? Just an interesting thing that I thought you guys should have a look at. What do you think? You're watching Season YESUAH, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let's roll the tape. Here we go.
Did Vladimir Putin just show the world that Jesus is a black man?
Now watch this now closely. There. That is what Putin has put up there. Now, to me, that is a black man. So you can see that if you look at it, that is a black man. That is a black man. However way you look at it, choose to look at it. So that is, I'm just trying to get you a closer picture. That looks to me like a black man. It's not, and we've all know. I mean, I've always had a sense that the original Christianity comes from Ethiopia. So the current version that many people are believing in is very, very corrupted. There is a church that is supposed to be 800 years old in Labella. Labella is called, I think, in Ethiopia. Go and look at it. Labella, yes, it is called Labella. 800 years old. The oldest church in the world, built out of a mountain. That's my take on it. For those of you who, have leanings towards Christianity in that way. And for me, I'm very, very keen to find out about my Yoruba ancestry and the belief system there, and be able to resurrect that in Yoruba land, and get us to connect to who we are, because that's how we will really know who we are. We have to connect to our past. That doesn't mean that if you're practicing it, I'm against Christianity or Islam. No. But for myself personally, to be able to connect and understand who I am, I need to understand and know the ways of my ancestors and how they did things. And, from what we're learning now with how the Bible has been obviously used and twisted, they've left out things, they've put things in, they've taken things out, just to dominate and leave us in Africa subservient, the colonials that is. It tells me that we really need to reappraise what what our understanding of whatever we're choosing to believe in is, and that goes also for Islam as well. So anyway, what are your thoughts on it? Let's hear your thoughts on it. What do you think? How do you view this now that you've seen this? Is it something that makes you? I mean, putting that out. And that is, I mean, you can see that picture. There's no doubt from that picture. It looks very much like it's in a church, and that is, Christ or YESUAH. I mean, because Christ has some, and Jesus has some connotations. Apparently, there's some words, Jesus, something to do with Zeus. So I'm not too sure. That's another thing that's hidden meaning that many people may want to go on. I mean, Jesus and Jesus, and as we all know, Zeus is also supposed to be another name for the devil. But I mean, those are the things that are generally accepted names for Satan, they call it, or Lucifer, is Zeus. So they're saying that when you say, hey, Zeus, that's probably what it means. And, when they put that white face on there as well. So we do have to just sort of reappraise everything, and I think we should really check whatever it is that we're trying to, whatever religion that we're supposed, we are following. I think it's important that we really understand who we are as a people. I talked about post-traumatic slave syndrome. A lot of what we were taught, a lot of what many Christians do as a religion now, was forced upon us. It was beaten into us. Same thing with Islam. It was beaten into us, literally beaten into us. They beat us into submission. And many people now take it as, and that's what we do in our own, as a family, as a Christian. No, it isn't. We need to really understand, and that post-traumatic slave syndrome, what it does is it makes you do things and you don't question it. I don't know how many of the things that have been done to corrupt your psyche, and from the very first generation this happened to the current generation, because many of that generation, this gets into our psychology, and then the further generations then express that in how they do things, but not realizing that they've actually been a massive trauma that they've gone through. So yeah, anyway, that's another topic which I'm going to come and talk about, but this is really something that I wanted you to look at. What are your thoughts on it? Again, let me just play it again so you don't think it's Vladimir Putin. You can see him there. It's not doctors.
Did Vladimir Putin just show the world that Jesus is a black man?
So he gave this to Putin. Also presented him with a rare copy of an icon once owned by a leader of the Russian army dating back to the 19th century. This is a copy of there's another copy of the original, he said. So here we go. So an icon, look at that. See? So there you go. So what are your thoughts? How do you view this? I just thought it's something we should, for those who have Christian leanings, for you to be aware of, and maybe reappraise how you view your Christianity, and particularly those of you who are having the cross with a white man on it and all of that stuff, because that is damaging your psyche. The object of what I'm trying to get to is, it doesn't matter if that's what you want to believe in, but if something that you believe in is actually damaging your psychology, then I think it's something that you've got to try and understand and look into, and have a rethink about. In my view, I mean, I'm no expert, but I'm just going by many of the things I've found out. For myself personally, I cannot believe in Christianity, particularly the one that's been used to subjugate, oppress, and enslave us and colonize us in our own land. I cannot support that myself personally. I just can't. My understanding of that means I cannot. There's no way. But others may have a different view, and that is fine. But what I'm trying to get here is put forward an understanding of the current situation that we're in, and hopefully to be able to, our psychology is very important. If you're going to be a success, you have to have a very, very strong foundation, a very, very stable and realistic psychological foundation. Our foundation has been corrupted on so many levels, and that is why our nation, that's what we call Nigeria. And we need, I state it, we should not be calling it Nigeria. That's a slave name. I want my Yoruba nation, and I will not relent on that fact. But anyway, what are your thoughts? You're watching YESUAH, the platform where we speak truth to power. I mean, everybody's free to practice whatever, but if that is impacting us achieving our collective aim of true safety and independence in our own land, then I think it's something we need to relook again. We look at again collectively. What are your thoughts anyway? You're watching YESUAH, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Please do share this broadcast and help us. You can see the small sign there with the subscribe, sign next to me there. Please go ahead and subscribe to YESUAH, the platform where we speak truth to power. And also, before I go, what are your thoughts on the video that I did recently? I'm going to restream it again, where you saw you're seeing now. I'm able to give you the allocation for local government areas. Every single local government area, we can give you the allocation that they received, for the whole of last year, for example, and even beyond that. What I mean, this is an information that many people are not aware of, and I want to impress upon all local government association, local council, local associations to have that. If you are a local council, if you're in a local association, your association must have the allocations for your local government area, so you know exactly what it arms you with information that when you go to speak to the local council, you can ask them very direct questions and make sure that they give you answers. You should not be paying for transformers, for example, because of the amount of money that they're receiving. You shouldn't. So anyway, I'm gonna do a subject about a topic about that. So you're watching Season Now at the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Leave your comments. Thank you for watching. Please help us spread this broadcast and subscribe to Season AY. Leave a comment. And the more you leave a comment, subscribe, and hit notification button, the more people will be able to join the broadcast and join the platform. We have a lot more to cover, and we're going to go into a greater detail on the post-traumatic stress slavery syndrome that needs to be addressed. And also, we're all seeing the issue of how Africa is being continuously divided by the colonials, and how France is trying to kick away Africans on African soil. Can you imagine that nonsense? There's a lot for us to cover, so we'll be talking about that. But thank you for watching. You're watching Season Now, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Before I go, please remember, how long? The song says how long? How long would I go to suffer? I have that song on my channel. It's on iTunes, on Spotify. Download it, share it. Help us by that's what song I wrote myself. By the more we share it and use it, we can wake our people up. And it's in Pidgin English as well, so that people can use it. So please don't forget that song. You can also download. But of course, we appreciate your support. Please share this podcast. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll back later on. Bye for now. Bye.